My name is Nicholas Williams. I am a sophomore and I am majoring in management information systems. I think the library should be a place for everybody. It's like just as you should be able to learn anything about any given culture at the library is about learning and education. And one of the main things is like bettering yourself by educating yourself. So if you can go into the library and find a book about something you do or don't agree with, about a culture you are very familiar with or unfamiliar with, you can come to a better understanding. And oftentimes it's like you have diverse groups of people who don't necessarily know how to like interact with each other. It's like, oh, maybe I should go read a book about this, like kind of get an understanding. Or if you are somebody who's come to college and is trying to like discover themselves and figure out what they want to do, they should be able to go to the library. It's like, oh, look, here's a book about Black history or Native American history. So it'd be important that everybody can come to the library and learn something. Having these resources gives us the opportunity to educate ourselves about things that we agree with and don't agree with from a standpoint outside of our own. Definitely look into these resources and don't feel obligated to just stick to those resources. Go outside of those. Branch out and expand your horizons into things that you wouldn't have thought about before. And I'm sure the library can connect you with any of those resources.
Hello, I'm Kiana Marie Tidwell. I am a senior currently this semester. My major is applied exercise science, and I am the 50th Miss Black Oklahoma State University. Recently, this song came out a couple of years ago, maybe about 2016. It's a song that's called I'm Not Racist by Joyner Lucas. And within this song, what actually made it powerful to me was the concept behind it in the music video. In the music video, it had two individuals speaking about different topics like cultural appropriation, racism, and such like that. And in the end, they actually tied it back together on a positive note, saying, you didn't know my story before, but now you know my story now. And it actually related back to me in a way because of the school that I go to. There's different organizations and things that I get involved into. And a lot of the times I'm the only girl, I might be the only African American girl. In the end, it just came back on a positive note, and I related back to it because it goes with different topics in everyday life, and it relates to me because I am an African American woman. I think the role of the university library should obviously show representation of all its students that attend here at school, and always have resources that apply to each individual, and always helping. And if a student needs something or any resources, be willing to help each and every student that they have here, and just make sure there's always a familiar face that a student can go up to. I believe my fellow cowboy community can actually take away education. We're here for our education, and education is key. If they didn't know something before, having these resources now, they are able to go and find those answers.
Hello everyone, my name is Rashad Black. I'm a junior here studying international business with a minor in management and in entrepreneurship. I am the current 2020 to 2021 Mr. Black Oklahoma State University. I think it's very important to have a collection just to show the importance of Black history and how far civil rights has came in our country. And the role of the library is to make sure that you preserve that, and is also let it be known that it's also there for people who are wanting to look into it, because it's I believe that part of our history is a very vital history, and we don't want to repeat that. And I believe it's very essential that the library keeps resources like that for students. Use the time because this is an opportunity that you get to do a lot of things that you usually wouldn't be able to have the time to do, or might have not thought of doing. So that's one last thing I'd like to encourage is just for everyone to just make the most out of your OSU experience and just pay attention to the resources and make a great experience for here at OSU, including the library.
My name is Kemi Rafai. I am majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in management, and this is my 4th year here at Oklahoma State University. A meaningful book I read was The Hate U Give, and which was also recently adapted into a film that most of you have probably already seen. The reason why it really resonates with me because it's a girl who I could see myself almost being. She's a Black woman at a predominantly white school. She is in high school, but I am in, obviously a college setting, but it spoke to me how I kind of grew up the same way, just kind of not really being around, always people who looked like you, and how just little things, even in classes, that people don't realize unless you're going through that. She had a really close friend who ended up being brutally murdered in the beginning of the movie and in the book, and it just kind of shows the insight of what it's like to go through something like that and what it can really do to you even at a young age, and how even though people who, sometimes it takes something crazy like that happening for people to really realize and see people's true colors. So it just from the beginning to the end, it's just a movie that really, and book that really stuck with me, and that I think about almost on a daily basis. I hope my fellow cowboy community members could take away from having this collection by realizing that even though you might not understand everything on a personal level or even just any level, really taking the time to try to learn, to read books, even if you're not comfortable enough talking to someone, reading the books, watching the videos, kind of, using your own time to try to educate yourself, it makes a mile of a difference. So